Hello everyone, I welcome you all for a lecture on unbalanced transportation problem. I hope you have seen my previous videos on transportation model. So specifically we know that transportation model or a transportation problem involves the five elements. So what are these five elements? It considers the origins, destinations, unit costs of transportation given in the matrix, demand, that is requirements, and supplies. So this is composed of five elements. So this is called as a transportation problem, where our objective is to minimize the total cost of transportation. But sometimes the problem is called as unbalanced transportation problem. Then why? Because a balanced transportation problem has sum of demands equal to sum of supplies. But if you observe in this given problem, if we add the total demand 85 plus 35 plus 50 plus 45, it comes 215 units. Now if you add or make a summation of supplies, it comes 70 plus 55 plus 70 equal to 195. Now here, if you observe here, sum of demands is not equal to sum of supplies. Therefore this problem is called as unbalanced transportation problem. So this is a special case of transportation problem. Now once the problem is unbalanced, before obtaining the initial basic feasible solution, we have to balance this problem first. Now to balance this problem, we will have to look at how much difference is there between the demand and supply, whichever is lower, whichever is higher. Now here total demand is greater than total supply by how much quantity? That is 215 minus 195, right? So how many units? 20 units. So here 20 units are less, therefore this problem is unbalanced, we can say. Now here we have to balance this problem. So here which quantity is lower? Supply is lower, therefore we will have to add here one dummy origin, and then we can add its supply as 20 here. Then this problem can be balanced transportation problem. Now let us balance this problem in the next table. Friends, I have written here the above unbalanced transportation problem as a balanced. Here the demand and supply, if we observe here, the demand is greater than supply. So how much supply is less? Here 20 units. So I have added here supply 20 units for a dummy origin, where I have written its unit transportation costs as 0 everywhere. Now if you observe here, the total supplies and demand, it comes here 215. Now once the given problem is balanced, then we can apply any initial basic feasible solution method. That means we can obtain IBFS by any of the methods: LCM, northwest corner rule, matrix minimum method, row minimum method, column minimum method, or WHAM. So in this lecture I have shown here how to balance the unbalanced assignment problem. So here let us obtain the IBFS by LCM. As the problem is balanced now here, let us apply least cost method. Now as per least cost method, we have to make the first allocation at the lowest cost in the matrix. As we observe here, the least cost is 0 more than one place in the given matrix. So randomly we can allocate quantity at any of the 0 values. If suppose I randomly take here the first allocation, so how much quantity I can allocate here? I allocate here how much quantity? If we look at its this origins supplying capacity and respect to demand. So here demand is 85, but supply available is 20. So out of which demand is more, so we can allocate the quantity which is lesser than demand. So 20 quantity can be allocated from origin O4. Therefore supplying capacity of origin O4 is exhausted now, and demand reduces by 85 minus 20, that is 65. So here demand is reduced by 20. Now once supplying capacity is exhausted or demand is fulfilled, that row or column we can neglect. Now here the supplying capacity is exhausted, so let us eliminate this row from further calculations or further considerations. Now look in the given table. Out of remaining cells, where is the least cost? Least cost is here rupee 1. So allocate some quantity at this cell first. So how much quantity we can allocate? Now look at the demand. Demand is 35 units and supply is 70. So supply is more than the demand, so we can allocate the quantity whichever is lesser. So the D2 demand is fulfilled here, 35 minus 35, but supply again possible is 75 minus 35, that means supply possible again is 35. Now look here, if we make this allocation here, the demand D2 gets fulfilled. So therefore let us neglect this column from further considerations. Now look here, out of remaining cells, which one is the lowest or least or minimum? So cost 2 is next minimum cost. So look at the rim conditions. 55 is the supply available at that cell, demand is 50. So out of which demand is less, so that quantity, lower quantity, we can allocate at this place. 50 minus 50 becomes 0, 55 minus 50 becomes 5 here. Now if we observe here, the demand of D3 destinations getting fulfilled. So let us neglect again this column. Now again observe where is the next smallest cost in the remaining cells. So in remaining cells lowest cost is 3 here. Now look at the rim conditions. 35 is supply available at that cell, demand is 45 available, 45 units. So smaller quantity we can allocate there, that is 35. So look here, so out of demand 45 units, 35 units are allocated. So remaining requirement or demand is here 45 minus 35, that is 10 units, and supply further here not possible because 35 minus 35 it has become 0. So here supplying capacity gets exhausted. So therefore let us neglect this row from further considerations because there is no further availability of supply. Now if you observe, find the next smallest cost where there is no allocation, as smallest cost is here 7. Look at the rim conditions, demand is 10, supply available is 70 at that cell. So here we can allocate the smallest of these two. So 10 quantity we can allocate. So 10 minus 10 0, 70 minus 10, so supply remains again here 60. Now look who has become the 0. Demand D4 has become 0. So let us neglect this column from further considerations. Now observe, in the remaining cells there are only 2 cells remaining, and which is the least or lowest, 10. So allocate first some quantity here. Now look there, what is demand, what is supply. Here supply is less, so allocate that quantity here, 60. So 60 minus 60 is 0, 65 minus 60, it becomes 5. So now look who has become 0. The supplying capacity of O3, origin 3, has become 0. Let us neglect this row from further calculations. Now if you observe, there is only one cell remaining and which is eligible for allocation, and at that cell its demand and supply both are same. Therefore we can allocate only that much quantity, that is 5. So here 5 minus 5 0, 5 minus 5 0. Now if you observe here, all the rim conditions are satisfied. Supplying capacity is fully utilized, all the demand is satisfied. Now we can calculate the total transportation cost. Total transportation cost Z minimum equal to 35. Let us consider only allocated quantity into unit cost of transportation for each of the allocated cells. So therefore 35 into 1, 35 into 1 plus next 35 into 3, 35 into 3 plus 5 into 11, 5 into 11 plus 50 into 2, 50 into 2 plus 60 into 10 plus 10 into 7, 10 into 7 plus 20 into 0. So it comes rupees 1010. 1010. Yes, this is not 1010, it is 1065. So this is the total transportation cost obtained by least cost method. So I hope you have understood the solution by LCM as well as balancing a given unbalanced problem. Now if you observe here, though we have added here a dummy row with zero cost elements to balance the given problem, this has no effect on our final solution, because however the quantity which we allocate here, it has zero cost, so the total transportation cost doesn't get affected if we balance the problem by adding zero cost elements. I hope you have understood the problem. Thank you for watching the video.